Welcome everybody to Exquisitamente's Wine Network. My name is Roberto Carlos Lemus.
Y yo, José Díaz Romero. Bienvenidos.
Today we have our friend Luies Gallegos from Surcos Wine. Welcome, Luis.
Thank you again for inviting me to this interview.
Bienvenido, Luis. Así que vamos a empezar por lo primero. ¿Qué significa surcos?
So surcos significa que it means vineyard rows. So surcos hay que decir que van a una, you go to a un rancho y dices, ¿cuántos surcos hay? Hay 20 surcos. So if you go to the vineyard and you ask for someone that says, hey, how many rows are there? There's 20 rows of vines. So surcos, that's what surcos means.
And from what I've learned in the past, that has a lot of meaning to your brand as well. I'm wearing the hat that you gave me, so thank you very much. And as you see here, we have different surcos, which I think you mentioned represents a different generation of winemakers in your family, correct?
Correct. So on the hat, on my brand, on my label, it has 4 surcos. So one represents my grandfather, my great-grandfather. The second one represents my dad. The third one represents myself. And the fourth little row represents my kids.
Nice.
Very
good.
bien.
Well, I'm going to get into the first question as well. You know, one of the main questions that everybody wants to know is, what is wine to Luies Gallegos?
Wine means there's always a time and a place to enjoy wine. A glass of wine, a bottle of wine. Either it is to come home and unwind, just free your mind and just chill and have a glass of wine, or you can also have it friends, family, loved ones, and have a good conversation over it.
I love that. That's definitely one of my favorite things to do when when I come home, you open a bottle of whatever wine it is that you're feeling at that time and you just relax. So that's an amazing question and an amazing answer. So thank you very much for that.
Luis, ahora sigo yo. ¿Cuál es la importancia de la cultura del vino latino en California?
So the important thing for the culture aquí in el Valle de Napa, man, and all agriculture is that, Latinos, we are the foundation of the agriculture. We are the ones that plant it, grow it, tend to it, cultivate it, harvest it. And now we are the ones producing brands with all this hard work. So that's what the culture means for me in agriculture.
Nice, and I know your brand represents that because of the different generations that you have of knowledge, from your grandparents, to your parents who taught you about all this. And I know you work out in the fields. I've seen your videos on your social media. I've seen your actual video that you posted where you're out there on the fields, making sure that the grapes are the right ones and for the harvest. It was amazing what we saw this past year. So thank you very much for answering that question. Another question that people want to know is, how was Surcos Wine born?
So Surcos Wine was born, let's see, back in the days I had a vision,
okay.
And obviously I did not have the name yet, but there was a vision of me, just thinking it was my time, all the hard work that all these Latinos put in, and there wasn't really many Latinos making wines and able to tell their story in the bottle. And I felt like it was my time to be able to create good wine and tell a story in every bottle and every glass. So that's how it was my time,
Nice. Okay. Thank you for that.
Bueno, ahora entremos ya en materia de vinos. ¿Qué tipos de vinos produce Surcos Wine? Precisamente aquí tenemos uno de nuestros favoritos, el Pinot Noir. También tenemos el Pinot Noir Rosé. Y Roberto, ¿cuál es el que tienes allí?
Tengo el Sauvignon Blanc.
Bueno, mira, tenemos 3. Háblanos acerca de cada uno de estos tipos de vinos.
Yes, so Sauvignon Blanc, that's one of the ones that I produce. So that one comes from Lake County. It comes from a ranch called Dos Lagos, which a friend of mine is the grape grower for that place. So I source my grapes from him. The Pinot Noir, also the same thing. That comes from, that's from Carneros, which I source also from a good friend. And that's, that Pinot Noir is a blend of 3 different clones of Pinot Noir. The Rosé, which is also Pinot Noir from Carneros, and I also source that from friends. So, obviously, yeah, you gotta have. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
That's right.
Also, too, early January, I am also going to be releasing a 2019 Tempranillo and a 2019 Napa Cap.
Man, I love that you got the brand ready. You know, you got the hats, you got all the different marketing materials. And my next question was going to be, what was your projection for Surcos Wines in the next few years?
So the next few years will be obviously to grow, you know, and possibly I'm looking in the future, possibly opening up a tasting room.
Nice.
It would be nice to open up a tasting room, like a co-op, like a collective tasting room. You know, maybe myself, my brand, and 2 other brands together, so we could, you know, kind of work as a team. That would be like in 5 years from now.
Nice. You know, as you know, we were up in Napa just a few months ago, and we actually had a chance, you know, to go around the different wineries out there. And thank you for giving us that hospitality. It was really amazing to see all the people that you are actually impacting with your work. So this is really, really good that we're actually doing this interview, because we want to make sure that we tell your story. You know, our audience, that's what they want to hear. They want to know what's behind the brand and the person behind the brand. So that's what we're getting to know today.
Yes, good. No, for sure. Yeah, like again, you know, my story comes. You know, I started back in 1999. Worked in a winery, worked my way up the ladder, and you know, and finally took chance on making my own brand, and here we are.
Luis, para los que sabemos pocos de vinos, te queremos preguntar, ¿con qué hacen maridaje los vinos de Surcos? Por ejemplo, empecemos con el Pinot Noir.
So el Pinot Noir actually would be good for to pair with, would be actually turkey.
Nice.
This would be good for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
You know, the Pinot Noir would go great. You know, these nice, chill, cold evenings. You know, you pop open a bottle of Pinot Noir and have a glass, and also have it with dinner with turkey. It'd be great.
Qué bien. El Sauvignon Blanc se ve así como elegante. Cuéntanos un poco, aconséjame con qué lo sirvo si quiero hacer algo especial.
So el Sauvignon Blanc estará bueno con maybe un ceviche or aguachile or fish tacos. You know, anything fish, anything spicy would be really good. Some pork chop would be good también.
Ok, bien. Ahora, el Pinot Noir Rosé ha sido uno de nuestros favoritos en el verano. Cuéntame ahora que viene ya una temporada que es un poco más fresca y también se viene un poco el frío, ¿cómo debo hacer maridaje con el vino rosé? Porque por ahí todavía me quedan algunas botellas que por supuesto que las quiero abrir.
Sí. Ese rosé would be good with like Chinese food, Thai food, anything spicy, or even just pop it open and drink it up.
By itself, I love that. It's a versatile wine. Then, you know, every time I go to brunch or some type of rooftop bar, there's always a rosé going around. So I'm really happy that you made this. And I know earlier you mentioned that you're working on a Tempranillo, correct?
Yes, I do. So that's already bottled and in the bottle. That will be released come January.
Nice. And where can we find your wines, Luis?
So my wines, you could find me. So you can either email me, you know, at luis@surcoswines.com. If not, you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. I am currently working on my website, which is under construction, and that should be released come the new year.
And what is your Instagram handle for the audience so they can follow you?
Surcos Wines.
Perfect. This is great, man. You know, we know very little about wine compared to the winemakers that are up there in Napa, and we appreciate not only just because you're Latino, it just happens that you know you're a hard worker and you're a Latino, and those are the stories that we want to highlight. But we want to thank you for educating our community. As you know, you can always do business with a good glass of wine next to you.
Sure.
So we appreciate that you're bringing this to light, that you're bringing all these flavors, and that you're actually educating our community. So thank you very much for that.
Sí. Luis, por ejemplo, las personas que, bueno, algunos no sabemos de vinos, pero ¿cuáles serían esos tips o consejos tuyos para las personas que nunca han probado o se han convertido en un aficionado al vino? ¿Cómo los invitarías tú para que entren en esta cultura?
So Latino, yo les invitaba, I would invite them to taste wines, and hay que buscar el vino que les gusta. Es muy difícil. Es como una cerveza. ¿Te gusta la cerveza clara o te gusta la cerveza oscura? But you got to try them all to find out what you like. Once you find a wine that you like, just stick with it, and then your palate will grow. You know, either to the darker ones, which is the Cab, the Malbec, or come on down to the light ones, which is the Rosé and the Sauvignon Blanc.
Nice. That's very good. Really good tips. And thank you for that. One of the things that really caught my attention, of course, from, the brand and everything, is the Braceros to Bottle slogan that you have. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so I chose that slogan, Bracero to Bottle, because the reason why is my grandpa, he is the one that was in the Bracero program. He came from Mexico, to Napa. He landed here in Napa, made Napa Valley his home, which he came as a Bracero. Then he brought my dad, which was not Bracero, but then my dad met my mom here. I was born. Then my kids were born. So there's 4 generations. So without the Bracero program, a lot of us wouldn't be here. Yes, I get that sometimes the border crossed us, right? But some of us stayed on the other side of the border, which my grandpa did.
Okay.
But he came as a Bracero, landed in Napa. So that's why I'm putting Bracero to Bottle as my slogan.
Nice. Thank you for that.
Luis, bueno, ha sido un placer de verdad compartir estos minutos contigo. Tu historia es supremamente interesante, la calidad de tus vinos es inigualable. Hemos tenido la oportunidad de probarlos y de visitarte también allá en Napa. Así
Sí.
que pues nos encanta tu marca, nos encanta cómo la estás llevando. Te deseamos de verdad muchísimos éxitos en todo este año que viene y bueno, y que tus productos inunden el mercado.
Yeah,
Sí.
Luis, thank you very much for making such a quality product. It speaks very highly of your work because I know you're a very hard worker. So again, thank you very much for educating our community. Thank you for your time today. And for everybody that's watching right now, this is Exquisitamente Wine Network, and we'll see you guys around.
Adios.